engage, we have to know our audience. And as marketers, unless you're brand new on the job or unless your company is brand new and you haven't done your market research yet, you probably have a pretty good idea of who your audience is and what they look like. But we're talking about the digital space here, and you may not understand your audience as they behave online and some of the things you need to know about them in the online space or the social space. So we're going to look at how you discover information about your audience, both from a monitoring perspective and a market research perspective. And we'll look at some pretty cool tools there. But you also have to, once you know who your audience is, you have to have goals. What does social media marketing do for your company? What can we accomplish in the digital world? How, what do we want to prioritize? A lot of companies, and I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. Strategically, it's a bad thing. But over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, as social media and digital marketing has emerged as sort of the direction a lot of us need to go, a lot of companies are playing. They treat it like a sandbox. They start a blog, but they don't really have a direction for the blog. Or they start a Facebook fan page, and they don't really know why they're using it. They're just playing and experimenting. And there's nothing wrong with experimenting until you sort of understand the community and how people communicate on these platforms. Experimentation is good and it's healthy. But at some point, you have to understand what you can get out of the tools and set your goals and objectives accordingly. So we need to think about all of the tools that we see today through that filter of how are we going to use these things smartly. You need to build a content strategy around your consumers and their needs, but also around the goals you want to accomplish. You know who you want to talk to. You know what you want to say to them, but you have to now figure out what you're going to say in what mediums, where you're going to reach them, what messages you're going to send them, what are you going to try to persuade them to do. Because at the end of the day, as a marketing communicator, we're trying to persuade audiences to do something in or around our products or services, right? Then you got to choose the tools. And notice that I put that almost last. I mean, implementation and activation obviously is last in this list, but you got to choose the tools last.